everyone, this is Darlene. For today, I wanted to share an overview about multiculturalism. So, multiculturalism seeks the inclusion of the views and contribution of a diverse members of society while maintaining respect in their differences and with the holding of their assimilation into a dominant culture.
Good day everyone, I'm Stephanie Facela and today we will talking about globalization. So, globalization. Globalization is a word used to describe the growing interdependence of the world's economies, cultures, and population brought about the cross-border race trade in goods and services, technology, and flows of investment, people, and information. So, the wide range of effects of globalization are complex and politically changed. As with major technological advances, globalization benefits society as a whole while harming certain groups. Understanding the relative costs and benefits that pave the way for alleviating problems while sustaining the wider payoffs.
Types of globalization. Through these aspects, types of globalization, we can see how our world's becoming more integrated on many different levels. So the first type of globalization is political globalization. Political globalizations, it is refers to the amount of political cooperations that exist between different countries. This ties with the belief that umbrella global organizations are better placed than individual states to prevent conflict. So, one of the biggest positive of political globalization is it creates international rule of law. It helps prevent war crimes and policies bad factors on the international stage. It can also help speed up the forms of globalization like economic globalization because standardized rules around food and trade standards makes it easier for companies to sell their goods overseas. Next is economic globalization. Economic globalization, it refers to the increasing interdependence of world economies as a result of the growing scale of cross-border trade of commodities and services, flow of international capital, and wide and rapid spread of technologies. So, economic globalization, this can help developing nations increase overall employment but can be considered exploitation of nations with poor working conditions. It also takes good paying jobs away from developed nations. Last is cultural globalization. Cultural globalization, it is generally brought about by the social changes as its main driving factors, diffusion of ideas and cultures amongst all of the civilization of the world. One of the most obvious example of cultural globalization is food. Food consumption is an important aspect of culture and most societies around the world have diets that are unique to them. However, the cultural globalization of food has been promoted by the fast food giants as McDonald's. Characteristics of globalization. Globalization provided advanced and faster transportation systems, road, sea, and air, and communication system between countries. Due to the globalization, there is a movement of capital between countries in the form of investments from countries abundant in finances to the possible profitable destination worldwide, and it increased cross-border and large-scale transaction of finances, good or raw or semi-finished or finished resources or materials of human and services. The impact of globalization. Globalization is defined as a concept which connects countries across the world through information, trade, and technology. Next, globalization has many dimensions as social, political, cultural, and of course, economic, as we tackled about earlier. And last is globalization integrates economies and societies through the flow of ideas, information, technologies, capital, finance, goods, services, and people from one country to another. So this integration also is called as cross-border integration.
So, before this topic ends, I would like to say sayings of Jack Welch that globalization has changed us into a company that searches the world not just to sell or to source, but to find intellectual capital, the world's best talents and greatest ideas. So, that's all for today. Thank you and have a good day.
Hi, it's me, Derfaisa Angkaya, and in this video, I am going to talk about social literacy. So what is social literacy means? Social literacy means the presence of social skills, knowledge, and positive human values that support ability in human beings to act positively and responsibly in range of complex social setting, and their ability to successfully and deliberately mediate his or her world as family member, worker, citizen, and lifelong learner. This is also the ability to communicate and voice opinions and thoughts, as well as listening to opinions and thoughts of others. Firmly grasping social cues and norms is extremely beneficial. Why social literacy is important? It is important because social literacy is so crucial in a person's success. Having the skills to communicate, read, and write is vital for social and economic development. It allows individuals to expand their knowledge and understanding of society. Literacy is not simply the ability to read and write, but rather the ability to use the skills and communicate effectively. Here we have some components of social literacy. Involves intellectual skills and social skills, cooperative skills, and attitude and values to socialize and contribute to their social environment. Social literacy skills can be developed through social studies, learning, and citizenship education. And that is all for this video. I hope you learned something about social literacy. Thank you, everyone.
Hello everybody, I'm Marceline Papalid and I am the one who are going to discuss for the media literacy. Media literacy moves beyond the traditional formats of written and print text and moves to examining more in contemporary sources. Some examples of media literacy include, but are not limited to, television, video games, photographs, and audio message. Own words of media literacy encompasses the practices that allow people to access, critically evaluate, and create or manipulate media. Media literacy education is intended to promote awareness of media influence and create an active stance towards both consuming and creating media. Literacy important is put simply display is the ability to identify different types of media and the message they are sending. Therefore, we as the readers of or viewers need to view the media objectively, so with the goal to find out or analyze what is being presented. These kinds of media literacy. First is newspaper. Newspaper is news, feature stories, advertisement, and correspondence are all included in this printed magazine, which is made up of folded and stapled papers. Then is book. It's a set of printed sheets of paper held together between two covers. The sheets of paper are usually covered with a text, language, and illustrations. A book can also be a text in a larger collection of text. That way, a book is perhaps written by one author or it only treats one subject area. Third is magazine. Magazine is a periodical publication which is printed in gloss-coated and matte paper. Magazines are generally published on a regular schedule and contain a variety of content. They are generally financed by advertising, by a purchase price, by prepaid subscriptions, or a combination of the three. Fourth is comics. Comics is commonly known as a story that uses pictures rather than being written, or a series of still images, usually combined with text to tell a story. Fifth is brochure. Brochure is advertising pieces mainly used to introduce a company or organization and inform about products or services to a target audience.
Let's talk about financial independence. So what is financial independence? Financial independence is the status of having enough income to pay one's living expenses for the rest of one's life without having to be employed or dependent on others. Financial independence is not only a dream, it is a priority that every person should aim for. So there are things that we need to control of our future by learning this. First, make money. Second, save money. Third, grow money. And last, protect money. The only person who can do this is you and only you. There are building blocks on financial of a strong foundation. So let's start from the bottom. To increase cash flow, the health care, the protection, the eliminate debt, emergency funds, and investment. The correct saving formula is income minus savings equals expenses and lifestyle. Prosperity formula: income minus 10% tithes, 20% savings equals 70% expenses and lifestyle. There are 10 reasons why save money. And here are the following. To become financially independent. To save on everything you buy. To buy a home or a car. To prepare for the future. To get out of debt. To augment annual expenses. To settle unforeseen expenses. To respond to emergencies. To mitigate losing your job or getting hurt. And to have a good life. There are 10 ways also that make you financially stable. Create a budget. Investment for future needs. Change your lifestyle. Look at your net worth. Set aside for retirement. Create an additional stream of income. Pay bills immediately. Evaluate your expenses. Save on food, and the last is save funds for emergency. So I'm gonna leave you with this quote by Warren Buffett. Is it about the saving the right way? Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving.